Lucy, whoever you are in the mirror, discouragement is not part of your life. Encourage yourself. Learn to motivate yourself. And as you learn how to motivate yourself, what will happen? It doesn't matter the pressure. It doesn't matter how bad things are. Actually, things like last year, they were bad, isn't it? But the corona is still there. But nowadays, we don't keep thinking about corona. We think how to raise our kids, how to make money, how to expand this college in future university, isn't it?
Yes.
Because if you allow discouragement to get root in your heart, if you don't motivate yourself, how will you even take time to reflect and to discover the potential within you? Somebody say, I will motivate myself.
I will motivate myself.
And then, it's good to note that our environment, when I say environment, I mean both internal and outside environment, it will determine whether you will be able yourself to discover. By the way, nobody will discover your capacity or potential for you. Sometimes others will point it out. Like for example, your teachers, your mother may tell you from when you were a young girl, you used to like, you know these people who do events, I've discovered most of them like order. Like now if they come here, they would have told us, no, this one is not straight. Stand up, make it. So, some people you'll be told by your relatives, you'll be told by your parents or your peers, you can do the business of events because you like order. But most of the work to discover is you. Do you know why? There are things you know deep inside yourself you can do. For example, I would not be surprised that in our midst here, there is somebody who can sing like the birds. They can sing until you wonder whether they have a guitar in their tongue. But guess what? They only sing in the bathroom and in their bedroom and slowly. Why? Fear. But if they were after this, they go say, hey, I can sing. Somebody may wonder, how does singing and accountancy come into place? We are coming there shortly. So, create a conducive environment, personally as a person within you. As I've said, motivate yourself, encourage yourself. Please make sure you have your own life values that add value to your life. You know there are values that diminish your value. There are values that finish your value, isn't it? All of them are values. But make sure the values you have within you, they are adding value to your life. For example, the fact that you decided to remain behind when some people went for a date, going for a date is not bad. Others went even, they're just loitering around. You may be shocked, or somebody is somewhere on their phone. But because you decided you will see it, that already communicates what kind of values you carry in your life. So take care of both your inside environment, outside environment. Remember, you were told I'm a counselor. I work a lot with young people. And there's one thing we cannot deny. Some homes, the environment is poisonous, isn't it? Some homes, families are not, some parents even are not supportive. But now will you sit down and say, because my family there is toxicity, there is no peace, I will put my dreams on hold? No. What do? Maneuver your way around that environment, isn't it? Just learn it. And I always tell young people, you will not be in college forever. We were in university many years ago, now we are moving ahead. Now my first daughter is in university. Unaona, that is how life is. So learn how to manage your outside environment and your inside environment. Sawa. And make sure that as you are managing that environment, don't forget about our topic. I don't want us to go outside our topic. You are doing it at the back of your mind because you know, I must discover what I carry. How many would like to discover what they carry? And guess what? What you carry, it will not be unleashed at once. It will be released in doses. Remember what I told you about my story? I decided to cook. That was one potential I had, isn't it? I had the capacity. But much later, the ability to be a mentor and a counselor was still within me. But did I know it at that time? So what happens, the moment you start discovering and digging out, as in bringing it out, and developing the capacity and the potential within you, it's like a peel. You know the way you peel an onion? The way you peel an onion. So you realize by the way, I'm very good with public speaking. I'm very good with this and this. The moment you peel off that one, you utilize it and you use it, nature will always favor you. You will discover, apart from this, I can do. Sinukweli. Right now, apart from counseling and everything, I discovered I can be a leader. I can actually, what do you call it? I can even bring people together who are fighting. I realize I can negotiate. What am I saying? God is so wise. He made sure in each one of us, he has put a lot of deposits, but he left the work for you. So there is no escape. Are we together? And that is why I don't believe in this school of thought. Come sit down. I teach you how to come it out and you are doing nothing. I am not you. You know, like now all of you are looking at me and you're concentrating. I would not be surprised if somebody here is thinking about their boyfriend. Another one is thinking about, oh my God, the chicken in the fridge, I like chicken. Another one is thinking, my boyfriend, when he's calling me. All these things happen. But will that make me say now I will not talk or proceed with what I'm doing? So the moment we discover one capacity, get ready for the next. Until we reach the level of the former president who said of America, yes, we can. Did it seem like they could do it? No. The circumstances were against. But because of trusting in their potential and capacity, by the way, let me tell you, the moment you put this into practice, some of you will become global entrepreneurs. Some of you will become so marketable more than people with PhD because of the value. Because the more you discover your capacity and potential, the higher your value. Are we progressing well? Are we happy?
Yes.
And for example, for your inside environment, if you realize that for real, you are the enemy to discovering what you carry. Why? You have low self-esteem. You have negativity. You know, there are people who never see anything good about themselves, which is so tragic and so sad. But in psychology, we know we don't judge. Some people went through difficult childhood, isn't it? Some people, all their lives, they were told you are ugly, you're a nobody, you were a mistake. We didn't even want to give birth to you. You are, all their lives, they have never had anything positive. What do you do to come out of that environment? Begin speaking positive things to yourself. I always tell people the opposite principle. They called me ugly. Every day, what do? I check myself in the mirror. I make sure minimum 10 times. I tell myself, you are beautiful. And guess what? The good thing about telling yourself, nobody can dictate. You can even say it 1,000,000 times, isn't it? You just go there, you look at yourself, you tell yourself they called you ugly, but I tell you, you girl in the mirror, you young man in the mirror, you are handsome, you are beautiful, you will make it. Tell yourself until you believe you are beautiful. Even if next time you meet with them in a family gathering. You know, Africans, we have a problem. We are so tight with our past. It's only my place. We are so tight, stuck with our past. Somebody, your aunt or somebody will see, you have made it, you have a nice car, you're married, you have beautiful children, but they would see that. The only thing they'll see, oh, you are still ugly. How do you deal with that? You can't abuse them, they're your auntie. You can't insult them. That is how, what you do, you just look them smiling, and then you tell them, if you are a Christian like me, I will tell you, you called me ugly when I did not know who I am. But as for now, I am fearfully and wonderfully, and you move away. Actually, some people, sadly, you may have to avoid them. How thirsty are you to discover what you carry? Because let me tell you, if you are not enthusiastic, if you are not hungry, if you are not very, you desire, you are restless. I don't know whether you people have ever desired something until you were restless. You could not even sleep well. You could not even concentrate because you needed that thing in your hands. Have you ever been to that position? Have you ever been to that position? Yes. Like me, you can imagine the time I told you after I went for the interview and they told me, come for the job. Do you know those 2 weeks I was not sleeping? Can you imagine from hawking mandazi now I'm becoming a banker? Do you think that's a small thing? In fact, I wanted everybody who cared to listen to know. I am now a banker. And guess what? Apart from the small enterprise I was doing, what else gave me the job? The certificate. So always remember, do not forget to first focus on finishing and making sure you have the certificate. As much as the certificate is not helping you at the moment, it is still one, actually we can say it's like the first bullet in your gun, isn't it? Sawa sawa. So you need to have a deep desire, an intense hunger. How many people know what hunger can do? Have you ever been hungry? I mean hunger for food. It's good to be clear. Have you ever been so hungry, and especially in Nairobi, you are stuck in traffic, you are so hungry, I mean real hunger. Yes, in you're feeling like your stomach, the intestines will be digested. Then, when you're that hungry, you remember, in my fridge there are chapatis. In my fridge there are sausages. But you are in the vehicle on Mombasa Road. And then they are saying on social media, we don't even know how far we'll be here. You don't even have a biscuit. Are you getting that feeling? How do you feel at that moment? Desperate, isn't it? If somebody was to come and tell you, I can do something, close your eyes, you'll find yourself in your kitchen. Out of desperation, you will try it, isn't it? That is what I'm talking about. I want by the time we are through with this session, some of you will be so hungry to discover what you carry. You will go home, go and enter your room, and just close it. You people, you know what you normally do for you to think. You know, each one of us, we are different. There are people who think when they are beside the river. Now the problem is, Nairobi where the rivers, they are not even clean. So you have to be creative, isn't it? But go and do whatever that needs to be done until that hunger is there. And don't allow the hunger to dissipate or reduce or disappear until you get hold of that which is inside of you. That which we cannot see. We can see your face, you're very beautiful, you look good. We can see your grades when you do your exams, they pass well. We can see you get A's. You know what I mean? We can see you are not late for class, you come for the life skills training. But what do you carry inside of you? Can we see it? Now we want it to come out. Are we together? Yes. And the last thing, you must take personal responsibility. You must take personal responsibility for this process. Let's call it a process for the sake of time. The process of discovering, digging out, developing the capacity and potential that you carry inside of you, and use it to your advantage in the marketplace. And remember what I said, marketplace is not just to be employed. You can become an employer. You can begin your own enterprise, isn't it? You can start your own vision in life. But the fact is, these skills will put you at an advantage. Are we together? Are we together, or it's getting serious? Yes. We are already thinking. Are we already thinking? Yes. Are we already thinking? That's what we want. We want you to think and go to the next level. We also want you to be restless. Someone say restless. And then once you discover what you carry, those gifts, those ideas, those strengths that you know you carry and are unique to yourselves, work on them, refine them. Somebody say refine them. You realize even like oil, when they discover oil in Turkana or any other place on the face of the earth, it doesn't come out as petrol, isn't it? I understand it comes out even very dirty and crude oil and everything. But the moment they discover it, they organize, it is dug out, and then after that, what do they do? It goes through the processing. So you have to be ready, you have to be willing to put in the hard work, you have to be ready to sacrifice. I know we are in the social media era, but I always challenge the young people. It's good to be on social media, but what about you make it profit media? What about you change it transformation media? What about you put it solution media? Give it the name you want to give it, so that every time you are on IG or Twitter, which other one? Those ones, you know them, Facebook and the others. When others are arguing and posting a lot of nonsense, you are digging for gold. You are looking for something that you can connect to your capacity, something you can connect to your career, and you will go far. Sawa sawa. So we have said once you discover whatever you carry, mold it, work on it, you need mentors. Someone say a mentor. Please, your mentor is not your peer. Your mentor is not your boyfriend or your girlfriend. We need to be serious. Your mentor is somebody who has made it already. Somebody who has walked the journey. Somebody who has gone through the valleys, the mountains. They have been pricked by the thorns. You understand what I mean? They have gone through those waters of discouragement, discovering. They have sweat it out. They have developed their capacity. And now they are flourishing. Look for such a person. Get hold of them. And tell them, I am ready for you to mentor me. But remember, you cannot be mentored if you know everything. You know, there are people who know everything. Unfortunately, when you think you know everything, you need to be very careful, because you might end up you know the wrong things. You can actually know a lot, but you know the wrong things. So I would rather I know little, but it is adding value, it is the right thing, it is something that is building. So that is another assignment I'm giving you. You need to have what? Mentors. Yes, and don't get your boyfriend. You know, I mean, people, they say my mentor is my boyfriend. You are joking. Because that is already a relationship that is, let's say, romantic relationship. You need somebody who is serious. And by the way, your mentor is not somebody to laugh with you. Like me, by the grace of God, I am a counselor. When I'm a counselor, I am so nice. You know, I want to read. But when I am a mentor, I don't laugh. Do you know why? The mentor has paid the price for you. If they laugh with you, you will miss your destiny, isn't it? So sometimes your mentor will be tough on you. Sometimes they'll be a bit harsh. But I want you to take it with positivity. With the revelation, they are being harsh because they know if they become very soft on me and I'm only 20, I'm only 21, I will lose it, isn't it? And we want your story to change. We want people to be saying, come and see a college in town. All the graduates from that college, even when you give them a job, an extra job, you do this, there's something unique about them. And before you know it, you become marketable. Let me tell you a secret. The top employers exchange notes, isn't it? They normally exchange notes. And that is why you see some people, they are always being poached from one big corporation to another. Others are always tamaking. I am giving you the secret. If I were you, I would be happy. I would be happy and smile. I want us to go quickly about the strategies that you can use so that you can be able to discover. Because you realize discovering is the most difficult. Yeah? Actually, there are some people, they will discover their capacity in their 50s. I've met people who discovered their potential in their 60s. Others just before retirement, which is okay. But I always challenge them. Can you imagine if you were to discover today? Don't worry if I keep saying about singing, I also sing. Imagine if you were to discover like this week or next week that you can sing, you have vocals. You know what I mean? And then you look for one of the top producers. And then you tell them, can you test my vocals? And then it happens, this producer had been given an assignment by a multi-level corporation that we are actually looking for something with great vocals to do our voiceover promotions and everything, and we'll be paying them like $1 million a month. I want to provoke you. Can you imagine, from telling somebody test my vocals, the next thing, you are signing a mega deal. So, the difficult part is discovery. The moment you discover, run with it, work on it, build it up, and don't allow anybody bring you down. You may realize you can sing, but maybe at this moment, your voice is still hoarse. You know what I mean? You are still shy. Keep singing. Are we together? You can be sure the first time I started making the mandazis I was selling, they were not very nice. But the moment the client started saying, put some this, put some this, put some cinnamon, before I knew it, even myself, nowadays I don't take wheat, but those times even me, I would taste them and I clap for myself. Are we together? So the moment you discover whatever you carry, don't leave it there. Okay, who will it help? If like now I come here next time and I realize, hey, by the way, guess what, Madam Nancy? One of our students discovered they are so good with organization. Yani they can organize something. You're even now coming up with organization designs. You know, how you can plan things, everything. And then I ask, that is exciting. So how did you discover you can do that? 3 months. What have you done about it? Nothing. By the way, there's nothing I dislike like nothing. Like asking even somebody a question, they'd say nothing. It's annoying, isn't it? It's better you say and you say the wrong thing. Even your lecturers and your teachers will tell you. Teachers get bored by the students who, the exam paper has 50 questions. You decide, I will only do the ones I have an idea. The ones I have no clue, you leave them. My friend, you will fail that exam. Because everybody likes somebody who is thinking. Someone said thinking. By the way, let me tell you, we were given the engine in the name of a brain by God. If we can utilize it properly, there will be no Serikali's idea. In fact, the Serikali itself will be looking for you. It will come and look at you will have created. You don't need to enter a plane to go and discover it is within yourself. So quickly, because of time, the strategies. Know your personal strengths. Most of the time, your capacity and your potential will be something you are strong at. Let me use the example of our athletes. They run so well, isn't it? See, they are known all over the world. They are known that they run. That is their strength. Now, can you imagine somebody who has never practiced? By the way, their practice is rigorous. Don't try that. Imagine somebody who has never even run, somebody even who doesn't eat a balanced diet, they don't even observe their diet, they are overweight, they are everything, but suddenly they say, I want to go and compete in the marathon because the first one is winning 3 million. What will happen to that person?
Collapse and die.
We don't want them to die. But the point is, imagine they are competing with the likes of these athletes. Do you know what will happen? By the time they leave that training ground, if they are not careful, their self-esteem will be negative. Number one, they won't even run from here to there. She's saying they'll collapse. We don't want them to die. Number two, because they have not been exercising, sometimes I go to the gym so I know, those limbs and the muscles, they will be so painful and they are heavy, they will need to be helped to go home. If they didn't come with a car, they may have to hire a cab. What am I saying? Look at the things you are strong at. When you go home and open a journal, by next week each one of you should be having a journal. Go and list down your strengths. And please don't check for your neighbor. Remember I told you, this thing is personal. And don't overlook anything. Imagine if I overlooked my cooking, and then I would have said, now anybody can make. Yet it is from that cooking that opened another door. Even if you are very good, like nowadays you see the young girls, even the men are doing it. The makeup industry has become a multi-billion industry, isn't it? The other day I was very surprised to read in the newspaper, baby shower. Baby shower just came the other day, isn't it? In fact, people were resisting it. People are saying it's an African. Right now, it has made it millionaires. How did these people discover they can plan a baby shower or anything? They realize they have a creative mindset. They are very good with coming up with unique ideas. That is a skill that you can use. So, are we good?
Yes.
And then you must be convinced. Someone say personal conviction. I find it very sad that some people keep telling them, you're a very good artist. You're very good. And there's somebody who can just pick the cartoon from anywhere or any, a horse or whatever. They just sit down and they draw it. Our daughter is a very good artist, so I know. She used to draw our firstborn. At first, when she showed me the book, I thought she was lying because I couldn't believe. Hey, they don't tell me to draw even a ball. I could not believe, but then she was, I think, class 4. That a class 4 can draw. What am I saying? There's some people who carry a lot of deposit, a lot of potential, a lot of capacity. People always tell you, you are so organized. deliver today. Imagine people are confirming that which will even take you and open doors for you, and you are denying it. Isn't that a big error? So next time, every time you go somewhere, be it a family function, church, or wherever, and people start telling you, I just admire the way you do your nails. Instead of saying, this one's even I do them in karaoke. No. Go home and decide and say, everybody says I do my nails well. Meanwhile, there's nothing extraordinary. Go and think it further. Are you getting my point? Take the conversation further with yourself. It is possible you have a gift to do nails. So what normally happens, when you go to the, what do you call them, the people who do your nails, the salonist, you go, you don't just sit there. You know, some of us will go and sit and do our hands like this, we are reading a book. You'll go and tell them, this is the design I want on my nails. This is the color I want. This is how I want it done. So actually, that can be a business that you can do. So listen to what people are telling you. Are you getting it? Listen to what people are telling you and don't dispute it. Don't dispute it. Or maybe people always keep telling you, the way you smile, the way you laugh, you know, you're just so friendly. You just enter a room and everybody it's just like, everything is just lightened up. Even if people are stressed, when they just come and just sit down with you, the way you smile at them, you get what I mean? That right there is a business. Right now people are stressed. In fact, right now, if you venture into the business of managing stress, you will become rich. Because everyone is stressed. Children are stressed. Parents are stressed. Of course, others are creating their stress. But there are those who are seriously stressed. Can you imagine? Maybe you just need to get a mentor, package that, come up with that. You can even come with a business of making people laugh. It's a business. People will pay. We are heading there. What do I mean? Anything unique that you carry in your hands, please do not look down on it. Anything is possible. Sawa. And another one is that in terms of career, because it's also good that we speak on career, it's good you have a good mentor for your career, because you may realize, even the way if any job is done, there are many accountants, but there are some accountants that stand out, isn't it? There are many teachers, but there are teachers that stand out. They have discovered this secret. They discovered, I don't have to be a teacher, like, you know the way teaching has been from time immemorial. Let me work on my strengths. It's like mixing it up. It's like food. There's somebody who can make for you spinach, it's just spinach. But there is somebody who can make for you spinach until you wonder, is it spinach from Kenya or from wherever? You get my point? So even in your career as an accountant, a HR, or whatever that you are studying, come up with strategies. Discover from my strengths, how can I be able to get them out, mix them up with my career, and I become an accountant that nobody can ignore. Are we together? For example, the moment I always keep encouraging and challenging people to think, you can decide, I will be an accountant, but I'm very good at, you know there are people who are naturally funny. You know that? Do you have a friend who is funny? When you are stressed, you call them. And before 3 minutes, in fact, they don't say hello. The way they receive the call, you just laugh. You know what I mean? So, let's assume you're an accountant, but you have fun. Do you know you can decide to be doing advertisements for people? Like people who want to look for accountants or whatever. You do for them a very nice website or anything, but you put some, you know nowadays you have videos. You put somebody laughing, you put something interesting, eye-catching, and that way you get big business. Somebody said it's about creativity.
It's about creativity.
It's all about creativity. So, Sama? Yes. And another thing is that this one I had said, you need to cultivate a culture of hard work. That one, there is no escape. There is no. I remember when we were growing up, over the holiday, would like sleeping. Did you people used to have that habit because of you were in boarding?
Yes.
When you close school, you want to sleep and sleep. My mother would say this, wake you up the first time, you go back to sleep. The second time you go back to sleep. So what you would say that time, you continue sleeping. Even I'm not going to be, I'm going to the shower. But do this. When you wake up, make sure from that bed, you know when you wake up with your breakfast, wake up with your lunch, wake up with your dinner, and in 3 minutes everybody would be awake. Because of course there is no food. And do you know what you tell us? If you become lazy, you start giving excuses. Your life will be miserable when you are a teenager, when you are young like you. But the greatest tragedy is one day you'll be a mother and a father. And now your children will grow up in problems because of your problem of laziness. So they will grow up with a father and a mother who is lazy. It's a tragedy. What will happen most likely? They will become lazy. So what am I telling you? Your laziness is a generational calamity. We cannot afford you to be lazy. If you are lazy, come and stay near me. In 1 week, that laziness will melt all of it. I have a dose for it. I will not tell you. Yes. And then quickly we go to the factors that hinder. Remember, everything that is good, there will always be opposition, isn't it? Even coming here and sitting down like now is not easy, isn't it?
Yes.
I am sure some of you, there is somebody maybe disturbing you with an SMS. Now what are you being taught? Now what are you listening? You mean you're still there? You mean you're still there? As in this world, it is so tragic, by the way. The people who want to make a change, the people who want to transform society from negativity to positivity, the people who want to bring productivity. Are you getting my point? As in the serious people, they are fought. It's only where I come from. In fact, they come up with an idea, people like, that is nothing. You are joking. So and so began something similar. It backfired the same day. What am I telling you? The moment you change, because the moment you start implementing these life skills, one of the things I can assure you will happen to you, you have to change your friends. I know some of you are laughing like, I cannot sleep without chatting with my best friend for life. Oh, my girlfriend, my what? But let me tell you, if you are serious about making an impact, not only for yourself, but for your future generation and the society, you must be ready to do something I call let go. The problem is people hold on to things. Remember I told you we are Africans. We like holding. We like pleasing. We want to please our aunties, our uncles, our grandmother. Who else do we want to please? Yani we have a whole clan we want to please. And guess what happens? When will you get the energy to sit down and reflect and understand your capacity? At the same time, you are pleasing like 1,000 people. At your age, I don't expect you to be like, 20 WhatsApp groups discussing a lot of nothing, useless stuff that adds no value to your life. I am so mean, not mean in a bad way, as in I'm no longer worried about offending people because I learned it is 2 choices. I make it, I leave a mark, I impress people, I miss it. So I no longer impress, I impact. And I want to challenge you from today. If you know some of your friends, the only thing they tell you is negative energy. The only thing when you call them, it is all about them. Even when you're hurting, you're trying to explain to them, by the way, I'm feeling stressed. They're like, you leave it. In fact, do you have such friends?
Yes.
It's all about them.
Yes.
Those are not friends. Those ones fear them and walk away from them slowly. Are you getting my point? Because you are not going to make any impact in the marketplace. And at the same time, you are pleasing everybody. Remember, we all have 24 hours. From President Biden to the child who was born like a minute ago. All of us, we have 24 hours. So what will make your 24 hours to be impactful, to be fruitful, to be notable, until before you sleep? By the way, don't just be going to bed and you bump into that bed and sleep. Ask yourself some serious questions. Tell yourself, Nancy, from when you woke up in the morning and now you are sleeping, whatever time you sleep, what have you done to add value to your life today? Have you touched impact somebody's life positively. Because like now, so many people are hurting, isn't it? See, people are hurting. People don't have jobs, people are divorcing, people are going through a tough season because of Corona. Ask yourself every day, did I bring hope to somebody? Do you know sometimes it's just a small thing? You find somebody in a class like this alone, thinking, just come in and tell them, how are you? Can I help you? They tell you, I'm stressed. You tell them, it is well, times are hard, but it shall be well with you. Do you know you have made somebody's day? That is a challenge. So the factors quickly is that we need to understand that we are living at a time with a lot of challenges. We are actually living in a time I can call abnormal. We are not in normal times, isn't it? Imagine we have to cover our noses, we have to cover our mouths, we have to mask ourselves. I don't know whether you guys hate it, I hate it, but we have to do it. In fact, I believe once COVID is gone, there's something it has taught us. Imagine you can live when you're quiet sometimes. You don't need to be rowdy and a noisemaker all the time. Because you realize with a mask, talking all the time is boring. You see, like me, I can't speak now with my mask. Me, I want in my room. So, what am I saying? As much as we are living in tough and abnormal times, don't miss the lessons. Don't miss that. Even as you are in this college, learning with your colleagues, interacting with your lecturers and the college leadership, I always challenge people, learn something. The University of Learning has no graduation. You learn and learn and learn. It's like a child. When the child is small and they're breastfeeding, at some point they have to learn how to stop the breast milk alone, take food. At some point, they have to learn how to chew the food on themselves. You can't be, blending it all the time. At some point, they must learn how to leave the mother's lap and walk. And you let them walk until they fall, isn't it? You let them fall. They fall until they learn how to balance. And then after that, just when you think things are okay, now they don't, they can feed themselves, they don't need the diaper, they can even now take themselves to the washroom. Just when they are 4 years, they are saying, oh my, this life is beautiful. School. They are taken to school. And then they have to go there and stay with their teachers, strangers. You know, the first time before they get used, and the cycle continues. And even now, even as your parents, we are still learning. So in the University of Learning, there is no graduation. Even a 99-year-old, they're just saying, I've lived my life. I'm ready to go home. There's something they're learning every day. If you make your mind to be positive to learning, you will go far. You will make impact. And you will be different. Someone say, I want to be different.
I want to be different.
We'll go through the points quickly as we summarize so that we can take the questions. And the number one factor that hinders, that people even who are great singers, great artists, great scientists, great everything, but they don't know yet, is because of distraction. Distraction is the greatest enemy in our modern lifestyle. And the worst thing about distraction, it doesn't come announcing, I am Mr. Distraction. It comes in very, sometimes appealing stuff. For example, you see even the children I'm talking about, if you are not careful, you will keep saying as a mother, I have to take care of my children, I have to take care of my children, I cannot work, I cannot go to school, some people even don't go to church because of the children. A child is a blessing, isn't it? But the same blessing can distract you until you don't achieve your goals, isn't it? Most of you here have friends, isn't it? Close friends. I want to burst your bubble. In a week, how many hours do you spend chatting, talking, laughing, joking, sometimes even just discussing useless stuff, for lack of another word, with those friends? Go and calculate in a week. And please be real, isn't it? And then ask yourself, what is the content of what we discuss? You there are people who can call you and you are discussing substance. So even if we speak for 2 hours, bring it on. It's having value in my life. But there are some people you can chat. Because chatting is worse than calling. What do you think? You see, calling at a credit, the credit will get over. But nowadays, WhatsApp is free.
Wi-Fi.
WhatsApp is free. I don't know, there's free Wi-Fi. My friend, anytime you see anything free, run for your life. There is nothing free in this world. It could be free, but is it free in your mind? Are we together? It is free, but you spend your whole day on phone chatting. And if we tell you bring the phone, we see what you are chatting. Useless things. They will take you nowhere. And let me shock you. If you continue with that lifestyle, 10 years from now, you will be disturbing your classmates. We want to deliver you so that you don't disturb your people. Those are the people 10 years from now, they're always sending us SMSs, give me 10,000. You keep quiet. The 10,000 reduces drastically. Even if you have 5, you keep quiet. I like what you carry. And remember the worst thing. Those of us who are Christians, we know one day God will ask you, isn't it? Some of us, we carry a gift to empower the young girls, the teenage girls. When we speak to them, they listen to us. Yet even in our estates where we stay, we join the gossipers, gossiping them. That one is pregnant, that one is pregnant. Meanwhile, you can just talk to their parents and tell them every Saturday, 30 minutes, trust me with your girls. Sit them down. Remember, you carry that gift. Speak to them. Teach them on safe sex. Encourage them. They will finish their studies. Have you transformed your world or not? Have you transformed your world or not? Some of you, my young sons, you know in your neighborhood who smokes bangi. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
You even know the greatest smoker. But now you keep chatting with them. Hey, have you even seen them? Meanwhile, you have a gift. They like you. In fact, they admire you because you are serious. You finished Form 4 in one school. You are now in college. They respect you. Imagine if you start talking to them one by one. You create time, you call them. In a nice way, without being judgmental. You speak to Kamau, he stops. You move from Kamau, you go to Musyoki. You go to the other one. Are you changing your society or not? So I want, even by the time I bring this to a closure, I want to leave you with another mindset. Stop looking out. Look inside. Most of the time, some of us, we already stressing our parents. Hey, daddy, so you know the MD of this company, please start calling them. And start telling them I'm very good in CP and everything. Sometimes you may be surprised. The small thing you do now, like the one I told you I did, you put it one time in your CV, it will give you a job you never even qualified for. Do you know why? Employers are no longer looking just for papers. Because everybody's sharp nowadays, isn't it? They are looking, what other value are you bringing on the negotiation table? So these ones, I'll just go through them. The first one we have seen is distraction. Avoid being distracted. Guard your space. Guard your space. And this one, by the way, be very strict. I'm very strict with it. When it's my time to work, because I work from home, even my children, they know the office. Nobody comes there to disturb me. Yes, train them. Guard your time and your space and your mind. Remember, I told you everything is about thinking. So if you are not guarding your mind, ask yourself, what do I watch on my phone when I'm on phone? Like now, if you were to say right now, everybody come here, show us the last thing you were Googling or watching. Some people would jump through the window. Why? Because even yourself, you know. Whatever I am watching, yourself from the inside, the person inside of you even is ashamed. You know, some of us, we watch things, even our inner person is embarrassed. Can you imagine? Even your body is embarrassed. Guy, what is this person watching? Are we together? So, I want us from today, everything we are doing, of course people will tell you, Najifanya, you are pretending you are serious, but watch this space. In a decade, then the people will be coming to tell you in your company, even if it is messenger work, I'll do it. Because the difference between those who make it and those who don't make it is how they utilize their brain. Are we together? In a positive way. The second one is ignorance. Ignorance in the simplest of terms. My favorite, best personal description. Ignorance is refusing to know. You just refuse. Do you know there are people who have been coming to this college or any other college in Nairobi, but the only thing they know is where their matatus drop them, straight to college. They don't even look sight. I'm telling you this, Nairobi, you'll see wonders. Now the problem will come the day there will be a strike of matatus, and now they have shifted from that place to another. Do you know the person, because of ignorance, they will start calling their mother panicking. And you may be shocked. Where the matatus have shifted is just behind. So please don't be ignorant. Tell your neighbor, ignorant is expensive. Like now, we are talking about your capacity, your potential. Imagine even if you can sing like we said. You can sing until you become, your vocals even get you deals, isn't it? But now, suppose you know you can sing. In fact, if we tell you to come and take this microphone and sing, we will all think Celine Dion is in that house. Or Eunice Njeri and the others. But in ignorance, you keep telling yourself, if I go sing, what will people say? People will think I'm a joker. Once those conversations, don't have any negative conversation with yourself, because you are your greatest influencer. You. Do you know we can sing here and tell you the whole thing? Discover your capacity, discover your potential. But if you tell yourself, I don't want to change, do you know you'll never change? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
You should make sure you are number one fan. Before you become a fan, I don't know, who somebody who is not even a Kenyan, they don't even know you exist. Yet all the time you're on their social media, all of the time, at night, earphones. Can you imagine? Can you now build your capacity? Let people also start visiting your YouTube channel. Let people start following you on Instagram. Why? You are producing value. You are delivering value. Are we together? You are a solution provider. Even when people see you. By the way, let me tell you, do you want to become, how many of you would like to be a celeb? In a good way, as a good, positive celeb. Thank you. You people, you are not being honest. You people, you don't. A life whereby you just go like this, everyone is like, oh, let them pass. Huh? Be honest. Huh? You cannot even go any ordinary place. Now you become, okay, you are a young person, you are a young girl, but you are in another. How many would like that? Okay, you would not like. But the point is this. For you to retain, by the way, getting there is very easy, isn't it? But the problem is sustaining. So, we are empowering you. By now, I know people are thinking. I can already see people here are thinking. Yeah? You are thinking, strong things. You are thinkers. But, if you don't sustain it, in the long run, it will mess you up. How do you sustain it? Character. Someone say character. Even if you become a multi-billionaire, what is your dream car you would like to drive? You guys, you don't know about cars?
Mercedes G-Wagon.
Thank you. Even if you become so wealthy, and you make it in life, and you drive all those cars and live wherever you want, but your character is zero, do you know what will happen eventually? Even the corporations, nobody will want to be associated with you. So what will happen? Whatever gains you had made, they will all be diluted to nothing. And another thing after ignorance is laxity. Laziness is when you have just refused. You know, some people are just lazy even to think. Some people are just lazy even to do anything. Others even they don't want to think what they want to do. They're just lazy. Even helping them is very hard. But you see, laxity comes in a very nice way, subtle. Yeah? You won't even know you have laxity. You realize if it is school, you come on time. But you are not concentrating. You are the person who keeps disturbing the class. What was the assignment again? And you were the first one in class. You think you are hardworking, but you are lax. I want you to avoid that demon of laxity it makes people keep procrastinating. Like now, let me burst your bubble. How many people have been procrastinating something from January? You see? What do you keep telling yourself? Tomorrow. Like now, there are some people who keep saying, I will start my company after Corona. We don't know whether Corona will be here forever, but we are praying, isn't it? There are people who always look for an excuse to procrastinate. I always tell people, just do it. And then we learn as we continue. So and excuses. Excuses. I cannot walk or live with a person of excuses. The worst thing about a person who gives excuses, they know what needs to be done. They have the power to do what needs to be done. Actually, most of them are very sharp at everything, but always giving endless excuses. If you keep giving excuses, first time, second time, you may understand. By the 10th time, you are fired. And the last two is fear. The last one is fear and insecurity. There are people who are so insecure with what they carry. They are always afraid of the limelight. What if I go for an interview of 20,000 accountants? What if I get the job of a financial controller? And then the fear in them starts telling them, yeah, you can't do that one. You will mess up. You know, you can't control the system. And then you realize somebody who could have done that job so well, eventually they freak out, they will never apply. Have you seen such kind of people?
Yes.
First class holders, when you're talking with them, they're so intelligent, they have all these ideas, but then when you ask them, what have you done about it? Nothing. And remember what I told you when you were beginning? Don't entertain nothing. Nothing means what that, exactly that. Nothing. If you fear, you will never do anything in life. Become aggressive. Are we together? Become a go-getter. Go for it. Don't listen to negativity, the media, or what do you call it? Like me this year, I've blocked so many pages because I want my brain. I feel my brain is now at its maximum. They actually say in your 40s even you start living. I agree. Because I think even better than when I was young like you guys. And do you know why? It has taken years of failures, years of errors, years of mishaps, until I've reached a point when I said, it is either now or never. It's either now or never. So I want to leave you with this, what do you call it? You can call it food for thought?
Yes.
Let me leave you with this. As we bring it to a closure, I know some people have dates, others they need to go and maybe watch a movie, I don't know. So you guys have something you want to do. Yeah, and I'll just go quickly about examples of some of the skills that you could be having, or some of the things you may discover. Of course, it is not exhaustive, because you realize some of them are not even written here. Some of you will discover talents you have never used. Some of you will discover gifting. You have a gift that you have never known. Some of you will discover special. There is this person every time there is an argument. You know, when you're in a class discussion or anywhere and there's an argument and things are getting out of hand. You know, there are people who can't handle an argument nicely. Do you know them?
Yes.
They can even abuse you for no reason. They lose it, you know. They just become wild. Then there's this one person, they just know how to speak to them and they calm down. Have you seen such kind of people? That's a very powerful gift, especially in this time when people are at their boiling point, isn't it? There are people who just have general life wisdom. They can advise you on anything concerning life. And this one I find is a gift mostly with old people. You realize? Try this. Next time you go to the village, do people go to the village?
Yes.
Please go and ask your grandmother or grandfather to take you to the oldest person in the village. Of course, the one who is still sharp, they can talk. Go sit down. These people are loaded with wisdom. They will tell you wisdom about education, about marriage, about business, about everything. Why? They have a lot of experience. And you can find a few young people with wisdom basically about everything in life. Even when you have an issue on to make a decision, they have the answer. There are people with special leadership abilities. Anywhere they go, be it in a wedding, a funeral, a class like this one, even out there, anywhere they go and there's a problem or anything, they know how to speak in leadership and bring back order. Sawa. And those people are the ones that we need in our leadership, even in the political class, isn't it?
Yes.
And then you realize, like I was saying, there are people with excellent organizational skills. Like not this room. They would have come and told all of you out. I tell you, they will organize them. Like they have a ruler. Have you seen such people? Even the way they organize themselves from head to toe, they are just organized. Even their notes, how they write and everything. And then we have special social skills, such as, you know, we are human beings, we are social beings, isn't it? So there are people with very good negotiation skills. These ones, if they are borrowing you money or anything, you are in trouble. They know how to put you in the box. But if they can use that skill elsewhere, they make the best. These are people who, when they are called for the interview, because they know what they carry and the package they carry, if the offer is 100,000, they will leave here with 300,000. Excellent negotiators. Are we together? And then we have people who are very good with peacemaking skills. Even in families, we know them all the time. Every time there is a brother and a brother, they are not speaking. Or the people who are in animosity, they're the ones who are called. They have a special gift of peacemaking skills. And remember, the skills, like I said, when you know you carry them, you can use them during the interview. You can put them in your CV as you give examples. You can also use them in society. Remember, we said it's not just about me, I, and myself. It's also about the society. And the other one is epic oratory skills. There are people, when they start speaking, like the late Nelson Mandela, they just speak, you know? Even if you were sleeping, the sleep just vanishes. You can listen to them speak and speak, isn't it? And you see, this one can be very good when you are negotiating for an organization. You can become a trainer. If they have been outsourcing their trainers, you say, I will be doing that for you, isn't it? And that marks you for the next promotion, isn't it? And the other ones, I'll go them quickly. Creative writing skills, like I told you, I'm a writer. I am telling you, I am good with writing. I don't even plan. I just need to get a pen and a paper and my laptop and keep quiet. Go to a silent place. I will write stuff. You understand what I mean? Maybe some of you here, you are good writers. You can reach out to me so that we see what you can write. You can go to a company that is looking for people. You say, apart from being a HR or an accountant, I can actually bring my excellent writing skills. You speak with confidence. We can start a magazine, a monthly magazine, to advertise what you offer. My friend, you will be hired even before you're hired. Are we getting it? And then, crisis resolution skills. There are people who are so good when there's a crisis. When things are moving, they appear like they don't know what they're saying. Wait until there's a crisis. And the students are saying, we are going to demonstrate our rights. You know, you guys, the way you say, corporate power. This is the person who will come, sit you down, speak and put sense into you. And then after they do that, they'll tell you, bring all your proposals, bring them on. And then they'll go to the MD's office, and then they present them, and the crisis is resolved. So, that's a very important skill. Mentorship skills. There are people who can mentor anyone. I'm telling you, like me, I'm passionate about mentorship. In fact, I like mentoring those arrogant, rude people. You know what I mean? Because I know by the time this one is on the line, even me, I know I've done it, isn't it? If you know you have mentorship skills, I've challenged you, start with your neighborhood. Start with your small sister. Start with your small cousin. When people are gossiping others, that they are sleeping around, I don't know what, instead of gossiping, step in and do what needs to be done. Are we together? Yes. And then the rest are customer service skills. There are people who are very good with customer service. Do you know, even here as a student, you can use your excellent customer service skills to bring more students into this college. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
You talk to them nicely. Maybe you meet with someone, they are lost. You tell them like, you're looking for a college. Bring them. If I were you, I would take them to the MD's office. And then when they are taken, I say, buy me lunch. You know, you need to be creative because you have good customer service skills. Even when maybe you meet a student is distressed, maybe they feel they have not been handled well, you are able to intervene and make them have peace, isn't it? And the last ones are teamwork, maintenance. I say maintenance because most people, they can bring the team together. But to maintain the teamwork is very hard. Remember, we all came from different backgrounds. We are all from different, socialization places. So even when you're in class, you need to learn that not everybody will think the way you think. And you know that is the problem with most people. You want people to think like you. My friend, even your children will not think like you. And if people would understand this concept, a lot of the argument and the conflict we have would not be there. So, self-driven and learning skills. Like most of us, our parents had this skill. They were never taken to high school. They were never taken to universities by anybody. But imagine they were able to do self-learning. They learned on themselves. Some even went all the way to PhD level. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we happy?
Yes.
We are good, huh?
Yes.
Sasa, I am bringing it to a conclusion. And as I bring it to a conclusion, I want you to know that even as I know, I believe that once you go home, you have a meeting with yourself, write all these things. If you need more clarity, I'm just a phone call away. Just talk to your MDs, then get to me. Do you feel challenged, or do you feel like, okay, the way I came at Satya, I'm now at a different level? Do you feel that?
Yes.
You feel it already?
Yes.
Now I want to challenge you. That fire you feel, you remember we spoke about being hungry in a traffic jam?
Yes.
And there is nothing you can do. And you are seriously hungry. Until the moment you get home, you don't even have time to warm it. Before it warms, you're already eating a piece of it. Now I want to challenge you. Today, someone say today. Please don't say tomorrow. There's no day called tomorrow. Because tomorrow is which day?
On Friday.
Huh?
Another day.
That's this. Tomorrow, so like now if I say, tomorrow is when I will call so and so. So when tomorrow comes, I can say tomorrow. So remove tomorrow from your vocabulary and do it now. I want to challenge you today when you go home. Don't watch that soap opera. I have nothing against them, but I don't watch them. By the way, let me tell you, I am so strict with how I spend my time. I don't even know the channels in our TV. My children are always laughing. That is how serious I am with my life. I am telling you the truth. And there are sometimes I don't pick any phone call. When I'm in prayer, when I'm having time with my husband and my children, when I'm working. Even if you call, unless it is an emergency. And I always say there is an emergency, call on God. You know there's an emergency, but if they call you, there's nothing you can do really, isn't it? So I want you to promise me and promise yourself that today when you go home, start a journal. A journal is just a book. It's nothing complex. At least before you forget. You know I know you guys. Before you declutter your mind, there is still that part of this one. Some of you are being categorized by 5 people. You're still in the process of this one out, this one out. So I want you when you go home, before you forget, please go and write down 5 action points. What will you do from now? And then once you write them, start immediately. Are we together? Start. Are we together? And please don't feel shy. Even if you can do 20 things, well and good. If you can do one thing, well and good. Doesn't matter. Whether you have one, remember the parable of the talents in the Bible. Whether you have one or you have many, all of you, when we bring you together, there's a part that you play. And my last statement is this before I invite the director. Finally, when you make it, because we are investing our time and our energy, because we want you to make it, isn't it? How many want to make it in life? You know when I say make it, I'm talking even beyond wealth and money. You are at peace. Yet when people are complaining about fuel, to you fuel is when you are doing research or doing your bookkeeping. Because you are loaded. You are not even the one who fuels your cars. You have people for that. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
When people are complaining about, I don't know, flour, but life is expensive, you left that league a long time ago. You are now thinking, which orphans do I educate this time? Where can I put up another college? Are you getting my point? If you put your life in order and you trust God, you can reach another level. But, tell your neighbor, but. Put pride down. Put pride down. We are not equipping you for show off. Because there is nothing we have not seen. Those Mercedes-Benz were there before we were born. True or false? True or false?
True.
Wealthy people have even before anybody on the earth was alive, isn't it?
Yes.
So we are equipping you all this, not for show off, but to change and positively impact your generation. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we happy?
Yes.
Are we gonna do it?
Yes.
I want to thank you as your beloved children. We thank you because of giving us an opportunity, my Father, even to learn and to glean from the wisdom and the knowledge that you have given us, O Lord. I want to thank you, my Father, for each one and all of us, and especially, my Father, the students. I want to pray, oh God, even as, my Father, you have used me to release wisdom into their lives, that wisdom will not go to the waste. But I pray that, my Father, out of this wisdom, my Father, they will build their lives, oh God. They will become great people in the society. They will become solution providers in their generation. When people are saying young people are not making sense, these ones, their story shall be positively different, oh Lord, to the glory and honor of your precious name. I also want to thank you for the management of this great college, my Father. Thank you, Lord, because you have given them wisdom and favor and positioned them in the city of Nairobi, that they may nurture the talents, oh God, and shape the destinies of the young people and any other person who comes here. I pray that their vision may flourish. I pray that Royal Business School, my Father God, even may go to the other dimension in the name of Jesus. And I pray that, Father, together, my Father, as the administration, the management, the lecturers and the students, as they work together, my Father, out of this place, my God, you are raising generational influencers, top managers, my God, and great men and women in this nation, and even some will go to work in other nations of the world. Father, we now cover ourselves with the precious blood of Jesus, even as we bring to a closure this wonderful moment you have had. Even though we are living in the days of Corona, we are excited because you are greater than this pandemic, and you have a great plan and an agenda for each one of us. We submit under your will and we pray. Give us a great evening. We thank you and we bless you. In Jesus' name we pray and we believe. Amen. Amen. And amen.